I've been to Taiwan on a few occasions in the past, but only with orchestra. And they were very enjoyable occasions because I was taken to Din Tai Fung. Those dumplings are some of the most amazing things I've ever eaten in my life. I want to say a huge thank you to Madame Fan. We first met in Hong Kong in March this year. And I think it was just one of those things, we kind of just, even with very little talking, we just got on, and we had a very good time, and we laughed a lot. And I think one of the most important things to do in this life is to have laughter. And Madame Fan gave me lots of things to think about, and we had lots of nice conversations. But out of that visit, or that experience, came the invitation to come to Taiwan, and we've made it work on this occasion because it's a long way from London. I'm so happy to be here, and to be not just just to being here, but being with this group of exceptional flute players. In fact, I'm going to have to practice a lot before Sunday to be good enough for these people. So basically, I'm very, very, very thrilled to be here. I started off my life as a chorister. I sang in a cathedral in England. And people often say, well, who are your flute teachers? And of course, my flute teachers were very important because when I was 9 years old at Canterbury Cathedral Choir School, there was a flute teacher who just happened to be the flute teacher of the school. Have you heard of Trevor Wye? Well, he just taught us. He hadn't written a single book at this stage, but he happened to be the teacher in my school. So from the age of 9 through to 21, I was very fortunate to have Trevor Wye as my teacher. And then after that, I left music college and I had William Bennett. There he is over there. I had a few lessons with William Bennett. And of course, that was, Trevor Wye was all about the technique, and William Bennett was all about the music. So I was very lucky to have the two. But I find as I get older now, more of my teaching, of course, we have to have good techniques, but we have to have a voice on the flute as well. And that voice needs also to be very specific to the music that we're playing, and also specific to the octave of the flute that we're playing in. So I'm very interested in now, if you like, in terms of voicing the voice of the flute, or let's put it a simpler way, voicing the sound of the flute. And it was really from my experiences as a singer when I was young that most of my musical thoughts about how I want sound, or to create sound. This is a very it's a very evil instrument. It seduces us from a very early age to think that it's easy. It's not. I say to all flute players and clarinet players, oboists and bassoons don't like this. This is the easiest woodwind instrument to get a sound out of, but the most difficult to control, because our air leaves the body before it goes in there, and we're all a bit crazy to think that we can do this, because it's a really stupid thing to want to do. But it's a magnificent instrument, but it needs control, and if we control it, then we can be musicians, we can have music. So as I'm getting older, when I teach, this is what I want to get over, is that anyone can play a flute, but it's the people who actually make the sound of the flute communicate. Those are the people that I think are very special, and that's why people like, I heard Lorna McGee recently in Japan, and it was stunning playing. It was just so beautiful, and that's what we've all got to try and strive to achieve, is to get that kind of voice on the flute. I think if I do the sort of the very boring stuff, I was 20 years as principal flute of the London Symphony Orchestra. Now, all I can tell you is if you actually kill someone in England,